Welcome back, everyone. So this is the second half of the Chapter 12 review, starting on page 520 with question number 11. So this is it. This is our last video to finish out Chapter 12. Uh, so question 11 here has to do with the line plot. Looks like I'm only going to be able to get two complete questions in for this particular snip and sketch. So line plots are important. It's important for you to be able to, one, create them to show data, and also important for you to be able to look at a line plot and know how it's showing the data. So the table shows the distance some students swam in miles. Complete the line plot to show the data. Okay, so first things first, we want to list these in order. We're using 1/8 of a mile as the smallest, so 1/8. So how many times does 1/8 happen? Looks like it happens twice over here again. Then I'm going to go to 2/8, and I have 1, and then I have 2/8 again here, and then I'm going to go to 3/8, and I have one of those. Actually, I have another one. Oops, make it a 3. And another one. And another one. That was a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And I'm going to go to 4/8, which is a half a mile. I have one there and one there. And another one. Almost missed it. And then finally a 5/8, just once. Now, if you've been watching, I like to count to make sure I have all my numbers represented. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So I better have 12 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's looking pretty good. Now they are kind of taking out some of the table part of this. If you are comfortable taking out that step at this point, all right. As long as you are able to keep track of your data neatly and not have any problems, then you could then come here, and I'm going to switch a color just to show it. As long as I put them in order properly, I can do that. As long as they're in order, that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4/4 has 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 5/8 just has 1. So you could forego the tally table. Be careful. It says, what is the difference between the longest distance and the shortest distance the student swam? Well, our longest distance was 5/8 of a mile minus our shortest distance, which is 1/8 of a mile. Difference meaning subtraction. So I would have 4/8 of a mile, which is half a mile. Not too bad. Question 11, pretty simple, straightforward. An elephant living in a wildlife park weighs 4 tons. How many pounds does the elephant weigh? This one is very straightforward. So you know that there are 2,000 pounds equaling 1 ton. If you have 4 tons, it's very straightforward. Multiplication, you have 8,000 pounds. Pretty good size elephant. All right, moving on to number 13 and number 14. All right, here we go. So number 13 says, Katya bought 2 melons. She says the difference in mass between the melons is 5,000 grams. Which 2 melons did Katya buy? So basically it's a subtraction problem therefore my answer is 5,000 grams. So melon number 1 minus melon number 2 better give us 5,000. Okay, so first off, everything here is in kilograms, so 1 capital Kg is equal to 1,000 G. So 8 kilograms is 8,000 grams, 5 kilograms is 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, and 1,000. So now I'm looking for 2 melons whose weights, when I subtract them, equals 5,000. Now, you should be able to pick those 2 out. It is not too difficult. I am not giving you the answer in this one. Get to work. Melon, some melon minus another melon equals 5,000. That's all you got to do. Okay, number 14. Write the equivalent measurement in each column. Okay, so we have a column for 3 meters, 35 centimeters, and 300 millimeters. So I'm going to give you guys a little heads up on this one. Anything with a 35 in it needs to go to the center. So this one, this 35 over 100 of a meter goes to the middle. 350 millimeters goes to 35 centimeters. 0.35 of a meter, right over here. Okay, that's kind of an easy because the 35 really does tip you off to that, and they are also correcting it. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's start at the top. 3,000 millimeters. Well, 3,000 millimeters. If 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters, then 3,000 millimeters is 3 meters. 300 centimeters is 3 meters. 100 centimeters, 1 meter. 30 centimeters, definitely not over here. 300 over 1,000 meters. 300 of a meter is not going to go there either. 30 decimeters. 10 decimeters to the meter. 30 decimeters is 3 meters. Which pretty much means everything else better be 30 millimeters. So 30 centimeters would be 30 times 10. Yes. 0.0300. I think I add an extra 0 there. Still, yes. And 300 over 1,000 meters. Yes. Kind of tricky question. Be careful. Next page. Here we go. Number 15. Can I get 16 in there too, or should I just do that one? Yeah, I'm trying to squeeze out a little bit more space. All right, we'll take it. Okay, question 15. Cheryl is making a mixed fruit drink for a party. She mixes 7 pints each of apple juice and cranberry juice. How many fluid ounces of mixed fruit drink does Cheryl make? So, let's talk about some conversions here. We know that there are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Think pint of milk at school, or not pint, but carton of milk. That's the milk. 2 cups equals 1 pint. And I think that's all we're going to need. We don't need quarts or gallons here. So she has 7 pints of each. All right. I suppose I did actually learn something. We could do how many fluid ounces are in a pint. So if 8 fluid ounces are in 1 cup, then I would know that 16 ounces, fluid ounces, are in 1 pint. I think I'm going to do this a different way. So using this top conversion, I figured out that there are 16 fluid ounces in 1 pint because 8 fluid ounces are in a cup, 2 cups would be 2 times 8 is 16. So I think this is going to make the math easier than the last time I did this problem. So if I have 16 fluid ounces and I have 7 pints, I'm going to multiply here, get 42. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11, and I'm going to get 112 fluid ounces. I will tell you the other way that I did this was I did the conversion twice. So I made all my pints into cups, and then once I got my cups, I made my cups into fluid ounces. So 112 fluid ounces. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. We got to add. It's times 2. This is why you go back to the question, people. She mixes 7 pints of each. Oh, I only have 1. I knew it sounded wrong. So that's also one of the things of doing this twice. 224 ounces. So while I'm here, let me just show you how I did this the first time. So I did 7 of each. So 7 plus 7 was 14. I'm going to switch colors to show that this is a different model. I'm going to have to erase some of that in a second. So I got 14 pints. I know that 2 cups are in each, so I did 14 times 2, got 28 cups. And then I did 28 cups times 8 fluid ounces. 8 times 8 is 64, carry a 6. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 6 is 22, and there again is my 224. So that was what I did the first time. I think this time is actually easier, even with kind of needing to go back to reread that question. All right, next question. Hamad's soccer game will start at 11 a.m., but the players must arrive at the field 3/4 of an hour early to warm up. The game must end by 1:15. Okay, part A. Hamad says he has to be at the field at 9:45. Is Hamad correct? Explain your answer. So, all right. First off, I am going to, can I erase? I'm going to erase all the ink right now. I'm going to erase the top part because I want a little bit more space to work on 16. So first things first, let's build a number line here. And he says he has to be at the field at 9:45. His game must be over. We'll make this 1 o'clock, 1:05, 1:10. The game must be over by 1:15. I'm back here to 12 noon and 11 a.m. And actually, we're going to need more than that. Let's try it again. So number line, I'm going to leave it blank for the moment. Okay, game starts at 11, but players have to be at the field 3/4. So let's start this at 10. Say 10 to 11 to 12 to 1, and then absolutely done by 1:15. Okay. He says he needs to be at the field at 9:45. All right, well, if his game starts at 11 and he has to be there 3/4 of an hour earlier, that's 45 minutes. So if I do my little lines here, which I'm going to shrink their distance, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He needs to be there 45 minutes early. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. This is 10:05, 10:10, 10:15. He must be at the field by 10:15. So no, he is not correct. You explain how the math was worked here. He needs to be there at 10:15. 9:45 is like half an hour earlier. So by using a number line, counting backwards by 5 for 45 minutes, you will get to 10:15, which is the time he needs to show up for his warm-up. Now, the harder question in here is part B, because part B uses the other bit of information. It says the park closes at 6:30. There is a 15-minute break between each game played at the park, and each game takes the same amount of time as Hamad's soccer game. How many more games can be played before the park closes? Explain your answer. So, the reason they gave us that one up to 1:15 was because that tells us how long the games can be played. So here's 1 hour, 2 hours, and 15 minutes. So every game can take no longer than 2 hours, 15 minutes. And there is a 15-minute break in between each game. Think of it as time to clean up. If this was baseball, I would say to reach off the field, but I don't know what they have to do in soccer. Maybe they have to do the same thing. So the total for a game to occur and be cleaned up is 2 hours and 30 minutes. So the park closes at 6:30 p.m. We've already accounted for the 15-minute break. Each game takes the same amount of time. How many more games can be played before the park closes? So we're going to count Hamad's game as game 1, and we're going to say how many more games after that. So maybe there's 2 or 3 games after that. So let's get into a color that's a little bit more conducive for writing. All right. So I'm going to do a different number line here. And I'm going to be changing colors consistently. So I'm going to list this as 11. I'm going to have to kind of make it small. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll leave a little bit more for 6:30. So I know that Hamad's game is going to go to 1:15, which is going to be 5, 10, 1:15. And this is 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 15 minutes. Okay? That's when his game ends. He still gets 20, 25, 30. They can still get a break. So the next game starts at 1:30. And now this time, instead of not including the break, I am going to include the break. So I'm going to do it 2.5 hours. So from 1:30 to 2:30 to 3:30, that's your 2 hours. Each of these bumps is 1 hour. And then 30 minutes is going to be 3:30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, the clock, the actual time. So the second game ends at 4 o'clock. No, different color. Let's do green. So here's Hamad's game. Here's the next game. And so from 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4 o'clock, now I still have enough time. And I'm going to do another 2.5 hours. So from 4 to 5 is 1 hour. 5 to 6 is 2 hours. 30 minutes puts us at 6:30. So that means that game can finish and get cleaned up by 6:30. So how many games can happen after Hamad's game? 2 more games. How many games in total can be played from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.? 3. This is a very difficult question in that you must be super organized, and sometimes even my pictures are not, but you would just have to explain your answer. Okay, from 11 to 1:30 is Hamad's game. That includes a 15-minute break. From 1:30 to 4 is the next game, also including a 15-minute break. The last game goes from 4 to 6:15, and then the last 15 minutes would be a break, but the park closes, so you can't do another game. Whew, that was a lot. All right, guys, I hope that makes sense to you. Let's move on to the next question. Oh, all right. This one does not look nearly as bad or as difficult. Uh, okay, so we're saying yes or no to whether these are equivalent. So we need to make sure we are up on our math vocabulary. Equivalent has the base of equal. This equi in here, and I just blocked out my Q. So equivalent means equal. Well, 7,000 grams is 7 kilograms. Well, 1,000 grams does equal 1 kilogram. So 7 kilograms, 7 times 1,000 is 1,000. This is a yes. 200 milliliters equals 2 liters. Well, 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. No. It would need to be 2,000. 6 grams and 6,000 kilograms. 6 grams, 6,000 kilograms. No. It's actually 6 grams is very, very small. They switched it up on you. 5 liters and 5,000 milliliters. 1,000 milliliters makes a liter. So 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. That's a yes. 2 milliliters and 2,000 liters. They trying to mess you up again by giving you lots of liters and very few milliliters. That is a no. We are done with the page. All right, let's take a look at 18 and 19. I can't believe they gave you 22 questions in this chapter. Your chapter online will not be 22 questions. Okay. All right, draw lines to match equivalent time intervals. Again, equi means equal, so 1/2 hour. Okay, let's do a couple here that these type of questions like. So 60 minutes is 1 hour. 60 seconds is 1 minute. If I wanted to know minutes in an hour, I would do 60 times 60, 3,600 seconds equals 1 hour. Okay. I have a half an hour, so I'm going to cut this in half and say that 60 times 30 is 1,800. 1,800 seconds is half an hour, or 30 minutes. Let's see how this helps us. See, I kind of knew that was coming. A half an hour is 1,800 seconds. 2 hours. 2 times 60 is 120 minutes. You don't have 120 minutes, but you might possibly have 3,600 seconds times 2. What do you know? 2 hours is 7,200 seconds. 3 hours is 180 minutes. 8 hours, 8 times 60, 60 minutes in an hour is 480 minutes. And 72 hours is 3 days. Kind of a lot going on. Number 19, Anaya arrived at the library on Saturday morning at 11:10 a.m. She left the library 1 hour, 20 minutes later. Draw a timeline to show the end time. Okay, so let's change this to blue so it stands out. Okay, she arrives at 11:20. So 11, 11:05, 10, 15, 20. This is 11:20. She stays for an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm going to show an hour, 12:05, 12:10, 12:15, 12:20. This is 1 hour. That's just 20 more minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is when she leaves. So this was 12:20 here, 12:25, 12:30, 12:35, 12:40. She leaves at 12:40. We'll just leave it at that. They wanted you to do the number line, and there you go. Once they give you a nice number line like that, take advantage of it, because man, when I have to build my own number lines, it's not always as pretty. Let's take a look at the last 3 questions. All right, number 20. The table shows patterns for some units of measurement. Write the correct labels in each table. Okay, so 1 to 3. Well, that one's pretty easy because not a lot of things come in groups of 3. But yards and feet do. 1 yard is 3 feet. Okay, 1 and 7. Again, actually, this is not too bad because not very many things come in groups of 7. But weeks do. 7 days to a week. 1 and 4. Now, 1 and 4 does come up. Let me take off days. 1 and 4 does come up more than once. So we could be talking about quarts to gallons, which I have quarts, but I don't have gallons. Pints to quarts. There's only 2 pints in 1 quart. There's only 2 cups in 1 pint. Inches don't apply because that's length, or that it doesn't have a match. But let's take a look at cups to quarts. So if 2 cups equals 1 pint and 2 pints equals 1 quart, how many cups to a quart? So it would be 2 pints, so it's 2 times 2 equals 4. So you get 4 cups equaling 1 quart, which is what this is going to be. This is cups, and this is quarts. And there you go. All right, 21. An Olympic swimming pool is 25 meters wide. How many decimeters wide is an Olympic swimming pool? So deci means 10. Deci, like decade, means 10. So 10 decimeters per meter. I have a 25 meter wide pool. I'm going to do 25 times 10 and get 250 decimeters. All right, last question. Frankie is practicing for a 5-kilometer race. His normal time is 31 minutes, 21 seconds. Yesterday, it took him only 29 minutes, 38 seconds. How much faster was Frankie yesterday than his normal time? So this one becomes a subtraction problem. So we're going to put 31 minutes and 21 seconds as his normal time minus his super speedy time yesterday of 21 minutes, 38 seconds. And it looks like this problem is going to go all out on making you work for it. So here is probably the hardest step, is that the 21, you cannot take 38 seconds from 21 seconds. You're going to need to regroup from the 31. So I'm going to take this 31 minutes down to 30 minutes. And I'm going to give 60 seconds of it to the seconds hand. So this is going to go from 21 seconds to 60 seconds plus 21, which is 81 seconds. So now I have 30 minutes, 81 seconds, which is equal to 31 minutes and 21 seconds. It's just that I have gifted over 60 seconds to the second part to do the subtraction. But it doesn't end there. They are going to make you borrow now in the subtraction, because that's just the way things go. So now I'm going to borrow from the 8, make it a 7. 11 minus 8 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. And now 30 minus 29 is 1 minute. 43 seconds. So all of this for 1 minute and 43 seconds. So guys, that is the end of the review. I certainly hope you are working and getting everything done. Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, and all of your work online for distance learning is due by midnight on Friday, so I can do grades all weekend. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.